Change comes from two directions. The bottom up, when folks like you and I join forces, vote with our dollars and forks, and demand change. And the top down, when forward-thinking politicians like Tim Ryan work across the aisle on our behalf. I couldn't be more proud of this book and more honored to be a part of it. Tim's positivity and passion are like a breath of fresh air. He skillfully lays out the problems and focuses the entire second half of the book on practical, doable solutions. The Real Food Revolution will help you rise up to the challenge of living a healthier life. And the more of us that do this, the easier it will be to create larger change. We have the power to spread the word about what truly promotes health. We have the power to influence politicians, producers, and distributors to make better food more affordable and accessible. We have the power to step forward on the path of health and bring our loved ones along with us. This book will give you ideas on how to embrace your power. Thank you, Tim Ryan. Thank you for leading the way and being on the courageous side of history.
Preface read by me, Dr. Mark Hyman. Treat the whole problem of health in soil, plant, animal, and man as one great subject. Sir Albert Howard. There is one place where nearly everything that matters today in the world converges: our fork. Food, the way we produce it and consume it, is the nexus of most of our world's health, environmental, economic, and even political crises. Luckily, there are voices out there working to create a food system that bolsters rather than undermines our world. They're fighting for what Congressman Tim Ryan calls a real food revolution, and that's exactly what Tim so eloquently, simply, and self-evidently describes in this book. Why would a doctor be so interested in food and food policy? Here's why. Never before have we seen a global crisis of chronic disease on the scale we currently face. Lifestyle-caused disease now kills 50 million people a year, more than twice as many as infectious disease. Today, half as many people go to bed hungry as go to bed overweight. And 1 in 2 Americans and 1 in 4 teenagers has prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. We are raising the first generation of Americans who will live sicker and die younger than their parents. Looking beyond simply our lower quality of life, we can see that our poor health affects our country and our world in larger ways. According to the World Economic Forum, chronic disease is now the single biggest threat to global economic development. It will cost the world's economy $47 trillion over the next 20 years, more than the annual gross domestic product, or GDP, of the 6 biggest economies combined. Our children's future is threatened by an achievement gap, caused in large part by their inability to learn well after consuming the processed foods and sugar served in schools. 50% of schools serve brand-name fast foods in the cafeteria, and 80% have contracts with soda companies. Most schools now have only deep fryers and microwaves, which are only able to serve up industrial, food-like substances prepared by corporations, not by humans. We are also depleting nature's capital. Capital that once destroyed cannot be reclaimed. 1 acre of arable land is lost to development every minute of every day. 1 pound of meat requires 2,000 gallons of water and produces 58 times more greenhouse gases than 1 pound of potatoes. Our industrial animal factory farms produce more methane and greenhouse gases and use more fossil fuels than all forms of transportation combined: air, car, ship, and train. We are destroying our rivers, our lakes, and oceans by the runoff of nitrogen-based fertilizers and pesticides. And 3/4 of our fresh water on the planet is used for agriculture, mostly to grow meat for human consumption. Wars of the future will be fought over water, not oil. Lobbyist influence over policymakers has put corporations, not